Yo bitches, how's it going? I'm feeling alright and I'm not going to apologise for that. Well, to be real, I don't know. I mean, I could go on the old spiel about like, which I probably will, but I'll save that for later. Just a mukbang, got some fruits. My mum gave me these, and I kind of turn this down. I want a little bit of cover though, because like, I don't like my neighbours listening to me making videos. So, I don't know where I was going then. Do I feel okay? You know, how do I feel? Well, okay, let's go on the, I'm feeling more emotions, and what I'm dealing with at the moment is like my negative emotions. And I feel like it's two ways of doing it, yeah. And how do I put this? Oh, the skill in saying it in a subtle way. I don't want to do anything that is too strong of an experience. A, psychosis. B, feeling rude, negative emotions, you know, really rude, negative emotions. I'm not up for that, so I'll take option B. Not option B, because I said, oh, whatever. I'll take the lighter option. Maybe you ain't got a clue what I'm talking about, I don't know. But, like, it stands to reason, because I've only just started feeling my negative emotions. You know, I didn't want to. I was really against it, you know. It happened earlier on. I was like, no, I don't want to let that in. And something happened a little bit later that made me scared. And I thought, right, I'm scared. Because I'm scared, I have the right to feel negative emotions about this person. And I did. Well, you know. So, I didn't expect, because like, I was at the train station, right? And it's like, it sounds so dumb to say this, but like, happiness is an emotion, right? And I was just really feeling my happiness, really feeling it. And then the negative emotions came and I was like, no, I don't want to feel those. Well, if I don't feel my negative emotions, I'm not going to feel my positive ones. Anyway, so my happiness went, and it didn't come back because I hadn't felt into my negative emotions. But I didn't expect, like, I hope they can't hear me, you know, like, my hearing is not too good in one ear. I don't think they can. Well, I'll put it this way. I'm making a YouTube video that anybody in the world can watch. What do I fucking care if anybody can hear me? I mean, how do I put this? I'm going to try and remember sitting on the bus, feeling really positive emotions. And the best thing that felt really positive, that brought all these positive emotions to me, was actually saying goodbye to my mum. You know, I don't want that to sound like opposite to how it should be, but like, I said goodbye saying, you know, see you again, sort of thing. And just brought all these positive emotions to me. I mean, I have to mention Teal Swan because she's a way of explaining, saying like about her, yeah, and all what she's about, you know, her completion process book really, and I watched a lot of her videos as well, is a way for me to explain like really what she said a long time before I did. That, I mean, personally, for me, I like my emotions to be light. I like happiness to be strong, but I like my negative emotions to be light. As I explained it really well before, but you have to be able to understand what I'm on about, and I'm not making it any more clear than what I made it. Anyway, so I felt a little bit of anger. You see, a lot of people were saying a lot of things, right, that were upsetting me. And some of it I imagined, some of it I didn't. And it doesn't matter because they were still saying a lot of things that were upsetting to me, and they knew. This is in Nero's, right? They knew that they were upsetting me. Well, they probably figured it out when I actually said, "You're really hurting me," and he says like, "Is one." And I watched this series that's on TV. Yeah, it's only been on Sky for like 3 episodes. That's all that's been shown. I think it's called A Burden of Truth. I'm not sure. And the way this woman, right, she's the main character. She was bitching with other women, and I feel like it's really dope how we have women on TV being strong women, because you know nowadays, when like in the old days of like the westerns, that the women used to always be like in the brothel, in the bar, you know. But like, yeah, we have strong women on TV, and she literally showed me and opened my eyes to something really major, which is very very relevant to what happened to me in that day, because she was bitching at this girl, yeah, just having boundaries, not letting her, you know, diss her into like, you know, treating her wrong. Do you know what I mean? She was just treating her. She didn't like the way she was being treated, and she got bitchy. These two girls got bitchy with each other. Yeah, and that's pretty much all that happened. But it taught me a hell of a lot, because there was this woman on TV, yeah, and she was standing up for herself. But like, sorry, I'm shaking because that melon was cold, and I just feel really cold and shaky right now. I get like this sometimes. I'm quite a frail. My system, my bodily system is quite frail. I can't do drugs. And I get shaky sometimes, and sometimes I can't eat. And you know, I have mental illnesses as well, so it just proves that I'm not that strong. In a positive way, you know, because like, anyway, I don't want to get into all that. So they argued, right? Well, they bitched a little bit. It wasn't an argument, it was just bitching a little bit. And it made me realise that my boundaries lie in a different place. I don't have like a person in my life who like I need to stand up for myself against. All my relationships are pretty good and they're very fair, and I don't really need to do that so far. You know, so far so good. You know, we all where I work, we all have a common goal. We're all working for the same thing. We're not working against each other, you know. It doesn't work like that. We're all working for helping like disabled people. But and I am shaking the thing a lot, but I get the shakes sometimes when I'm cold. I get a certain feeling come over me, and it's that feeling again, and it's just how it feels, and it makes me shake as well. and I might shake, hella shake. So I'll just try and hold the camera. But my boundaries lie in a different place, and it was very confusing to start with. And because my boundaries lie in a totally different place to other people's, I was like, I had to figure it out 100% for myself how to deal with it. Because what it is, yeah, is whenever I'm around people, whenever I've walked out my door and I'm around people all the time until I get home, whether it be on the bus, whether it be in Queensgate, whether it be in Ferry Meadows, anywhere where there's lots of people, right? And I'll have people who are crossing the line, people who say like mean shit. And what it is that I bitch back, I've tried it and tested it a little bit, bitching back on people. And, I don't have to do it that often. But when I get like overwhelmed with all the comments I get, because being trans, yeah, I get comment after comment after comment after comment sometimes, right? And this is the balance, right? Because I have to, at the same time, tell them to get out of my face, right? But not enough that they don't want to bring to me what they're trying to teach me. And I don't know if it was something, that they were trying to teach me. I'm a bit confused about that. I don't know if they knew exactly what they were saying, but a message came across really, really clear. Right, a really clear message of like how they do. Like these people, all the people who made comments, right, of a certain type. To be fair, right, they were lascivious comments, and that's what upset me, and that's how they crossed the line, and that's why I allowed my anger in just a little bit. But like I say, the balance is to let my anger in so they don't push me into severe anxiety, serious anxiety, right? Make me more of a healthy mental space where I can learn what it is that they're trying to bring to me. And that's my boundary. And that's how I do. That's where people test me. That's my job. My job is to be trans. My job is to learn what people teach me. And sometimes I have to get a little bit angry, just to keep myself mentally even so that I can learn what they're trying to bring to me because like, if I don't get angry, right, and bitch back, what happens is that the first thing that I noticed, I was in Iceland with Mum. Yeah, it's Thursday today, right? A Thursday, sort of 3rd or 4th April, right? And I was in Iceland and I felt psychosis coming over me because of all the comments I was getting. Because what happened in Lidl was, right? Now, I don't know if I really want to go into it, but something did happen that meant that I needed to learn something, and that's what they brought to me. Something that everybody needs, most people learn in their lifetime. How life is it's just a thing of like how life is. If you play it safe, if you try not to take any risks, then you're in serious danger. And just bringing to me the way that everybody else does it, they say I should do it the same. And if I say, look, I don't have to justify myself to you, then that is a self-justified personality, which I do not have, by the way. I bet you heard the words come out of my mouth. You may have thought, oh my goodness, she's a self-justified personality. No, I'm not. So when they bring these things to me, I'm like, that's why I hold that. I get angry because they are crossing the line, because it was lascivious behaviour, which means overly like expressing sexual desire, but like, and that's where they cross the line. I mean, what matters is, did it bother me? From the place I was in, it did bother me, and that's why I spoke up. I'm a woman, and they say a woman's prerogative, right, is to change your mind. And like, I can change my mind, and I can now accept, people talking that way, and it does, it shouldn't bother me. But like, at the time, I felt offended, and you know, I bitch back. So what I was saying, right, is that the first thing that happened, I was in Iceland, yeah, and because of what I did, I was getting so many comments, right, and really, it wasn't what I did, right, it was what I didn't do, okay, and I got so many comments, and I started to become psychotic, right, and if I hadn't have got angry and bitched back, a full-blown psychosis would have come in, and I know this to be true, okay. I know this to be true. I know a full-blown psychosis would have come in, had to get angry, had to bitch back. Because like I say, I get about 50 comments a day. I'm just guessing, right? But let's say it's about 50 comments a day. Now, who gets about 50 comments a day? Nobody, right? And it felt to me that the thing causing all the stress in my life and the thing that's hurting me about being trans and about transitioning to be a woman and thinking, God, is it worth it, you know? Is that, and it is, and it really hurts my soul because, like, I don't want to be feeling that way, but it feels like abuse. Like getting 50 comments a day feels like abuse. I mean, nobody gets like 50 comments a day. Anyway, I'm actually choking as I say that, so I think it's probably normal. But what it is just that I'm taking it that way, and because I'm taking it that way, it's the stress of feeling that way about it is pushing me into psychosis. So what I have to do, and this is a very good explanation of anger. I mean, if I get angry, I just allow myself to get angry, unless of course I'm in a situation where like the internet says, hold your anger, you know, like if you're being bullied or whatever, which is one thing that made it very difficult because I did see it as bullying and I had to kind of work out how to deal with it. But like that woman on the TV series that there's only been 3 episodes of, right? And she was bitching at her like rival or whatever. You know, that's how she does it. And as I watched that, I realised that this is how I do it. So I have sorted the problem out. But the first step was avoiding psychosis. So I bitched back, I avoided psychosis. And then I was in the coffee shop, yeah, a few minutes later. And I had a coffee in front of me. And, you know, I have the right to say this because it's real, it happened, and I need to explain it. I need to talk about my emotions. I felt suicidal because I felt like everybody was going to kill me, and I feel that was post-traumatic stress disorder because I was attacked in the magistrate's court and I literally felt the fear of death, like you feel it when you're about to die, sort of fear, you know, and sometimes I just feel like I'm going to be murdered and I feel that same fear. And so I was feeling this really intense fear, and I dealt with it again by bitching back a little bit. Bitching back and I did take a buspirone tablet as well, but I bitched back and I pushed it away 100%. I pushed out of me 100% the fear by bitching back and by standing up for myself a little bit. And that's what I have to deal with. And that's why it feels like, and I'm only going to say it feels like because I did start to choke when I was talking about it, how it feels is that I'm trans, right? And this might be triggering to some people, and it's not the truth, right? It's just how I feel, okay? And I know this, and I think that's really dope that I do know this, even though it feels the other way, which is that because I'm trans, I get all these comments, and therefore I'm the only one who gets all these comments. I'm the only one who, and another thing is relevant, which is that I used to be towards the autistic end of the spectrum, autistic or Aspergic, you know, something like that, whereby I wouldn't pick up on the social cues. I wouldn't pick up on people saying comments around me. I wouldn't hear it. I wouldn't know it. You know, I wouldn't go as far as to say like I'm completely on the other end now and I can like listen to like rap music and hear every word as I'm listening to it. You know, I don't even listen to rap music, but I'm thinking of Anna Campbell actually when I say that, but like I don't feel I could do that. I'm not that far on the other end of the spectrum, but I am sort of like in the middle. And I do suddenly, because of my transition, I believe it's because of my transition, it could be for other reasons, but I suddenly feel like I'm not on the autistic end of the spectrum, but I'm in the middle. And that's why I say that people are trying to bring to me, like, how do I say it without actually saying it? This lascivious comments, right? They're trying to bring to me how it is, you know, how they live their life. They strongly believe that it's the way I should live my life. And like I say, I'm not a self-justified personality. I won't say like I don't have to justify myself to you. I will just learn, which I have done. I have learned what they were trying to bring to me. So I think that's pretty much my whole story. And what actually got me, going back to Teal Swan, yeah, what actually got me to all of this was that she said, and I don't get as angry as she does. I've explained that already. I don't like negative emotions that strong. I like my positive emotions strong. You know, it's the way I like it, and that's what I'm going to do. But like, she says that anger sometimes keeps away all of the other emotions, and that's not anger itself, feeling anger. That's something in my childhood, or I believe, that's what she says, but what I believe is in my life anywhere, where I've been taught that anger is not okay, right? And I'm not allowing myself to feel anger, which was 100% what I was doing, right? And her book, which I read a couple of times, and I just allowed it to like circulate in my aura, you know, around my emotional body. Eventually, you know, in the end, being there for all that time, all those words that I read, I did start to feel my anger, but very, very, I'd say cautiously, but very sort of like, yeah, cautiously, just feeling like a bit, then a bit, then a bit, you know, just a little bit, and a little bit, and that's all I needed. You know, when I get angry, I just get a little bit angry, and it makes me go fucking, it did make me go mental, you know, just feeling it a little bit, because I guess maybe like what it is that I have so much anger inside, because, you know, this is another issue, which is that I was very non-assertive person, and assertiveness, according to the internet or Google or something, reduces stress, which is good for psychosis, which is good for post-traumatic stress disorder, right? Which is what I've explained. But it's also good for anger. And I guess I had a lot of anger inside of me because I wasn't assertive. And another thing that Teal Swan says a long time before, I'm saying it now, is that negative emotions sometimes, right? Sometimes, maybe all the time, you know, I'm not going to be specific. I'm not going to say for sure, right? Is like a person's boundaries. She said it once. I remember her saying it. I only remember her saying it once, but a person's negative emotions and positive emotions, she just said that a person's emotions are the boundaries. Anyway, this video is getting a bit long. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut it off. And I'll let you go. So I hope you learned a lot and have a good one. Goodbye.